Hey, so while I'm working on the infamous essay video I promised a few weeks ago, in which I have a feeling it will result in it being absolute dog shit, I will do this smaller commentary slash review video of the most recent Bear Star event, which has to do with love. So yeah, review time. Go. Okay, so before we go into the two limited game modes and skins and whatnot, I'm going to talk about this first. Yeah, this lobby isn't my favorite of the bunch, but there's a few good things to pick out from this version of the lobby. Like for example, Chalerpool? I don't know how you pronounce that. Being close to the rear display store that can be heard snoring if you get close enough to him. Another small thing I like is the little cardboard cutouts that can be seen across the lobby. Even though my avatar's face doesn't quite reach the holes in the cutouts, but that's perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure there are other taller avatars that can actually use them properly. And I almost forgot about something too. I almost forgot about the cards. Yeah, the bunch of cards found in the inside of the Bear Display store. Yeah, those little things have a lot of charm put onto them. Specifically the Dear Valentine Appears one. That one has to be the one I like the most. But yeah, other than those, the other stuff I found cool, but not cool enough to mention them separately, are the plushies near Chalerpool's stand, the floating balloons, Heart Balloon and the Bear of Four Faces chilling in the back alley, the pink lighting, the giant purple Sam plushies. I don't know what they are honestly. They kind of remind me of these dolls that have like little dolls inside of them. I forgot their name. But anyways, I give the lobby a total 6 out of 10. It's a really cool lobby, but Valentine's Day is not really my favorite holiday in the world. Those have to be Halloween and Christmas. So yeah, I'm a little bit biased with this and stuff. Alright, so now it is time for the amazing. As most of you know, this Valentine's update reintroduced a game mode from last year's event, and a completely new one as well. The names of these game modes are, drumroll please, Terrato Levard and A Familiar Place. Terrato Levard is mostly the same. You fight hordes of enemies with the bow and arrow and the lollipop just like last year's, but with maybe some new soundtracks, some design changes here and there, and the reintroduction of the 10th wave. I'm not really sure if I'm super correct in this one, so leave it in the comments if you want. I guess, because I remember there being like 9 waves before it was changed back to 10, so, or maybe my mind is fucking with me. Anyways, the stuff you now get from Terrato Levard is, I believe, the skin from last year's, which was Valo, or Valo the Great, I don't know how you pronounce it. And with a new Rob plushie that does the silly vine boom sound effects when you interact with them. Also, Terrato Levard seems to be much harder now as well. You can still use the cheap tactic of surviving on top of the one portal, but yeah, I remember it being easier last time and way less laggier as well. When you reach the 10th wave, or the final wave, however you want to call it, if there are too many enemies on the screen, your game lags like crazy, which kinda downgrades the event game mode for me a little bit. But yeah, other than that, I will give Terrato Levard a 8 out of 10. It is still my favorite event game mode for the game, despite having its flaws, like being repetitive and so on, like basically any other Bear game mode, but yeah. Final result for Terrato Levard is 8 out of 10. Now we move on to A Familiar Place. This new game mode takes us back to the old lobby from Bear Stars' early days, back when there was no display store. No, the flagship store did exist, but it was closed. No changing hobbies, no hidden VIP room, no doggle and all that stuff. It was rare, it was a long time ago. But anyways, the main purpose of this new game mode is to defeat a love bug, which I guess is terrorizing the old lobby, based on how the lobby looks. Anyways, you are given the bow and arrow to fight love bug, like in Turtle Levard. To be perfectly honest, totally honest, love bug's animations are the best I've seen from Bear in quite a while, actually. The movements are fluid and kinda charming to look at, considering this is a passion project and all that. Also, kinda off topic, but I like that they made my favorite Valentine's skin, the boss battle of the new game mode. Not to mention the cool music in the background, and also the redesign of the old lobby, with it being crumbled down, vandalized, and completely abandoned. Which is a nice touch. It kind of modernized it for the modern Bear look and stuff like that. In terms of difficulty, I wouldn't say a familiar place is too hard to beat, simply because there's only one enemy in the screen at a time, unlike Turtle Levard, or Turtle Levard, however it's pronounced, which had like 30 enemies in the screen by the time you would reach the final wave and rob, and so on. In general, I would give a familiar place a 7 out of 10, simply because if there are good players in your server, which is most of the time, the boss fight kinda ends too quickly to, if I'm being brutally honest. I find it very fun to play the game mode. Wish it could be permanent, but I'm guessing it will not be, so maybe that lowers it a bit too. Also, there's a funny cool bug that makes Love Bug get stuck on the wall of the Chill House, which grants everyone an easy win, which is kinda cool. Anyways, now let's move on to the skins themselves. I'm being honest with all of you, I couldn't really bother recording gameplay for every single Valentine's skin to review them individually. I only recorded a couple of them, so yeah, I haven't tried out every new skin yet, but judging by the preview images in the shop, they all look pretty damn cool. The ones I did try out though is the really weird spider thing that's a doggo skin. I do not remember the name of the skin, and also the teddy bear doggo with the ugly arm. I love that both of those skins have animations and all that. It makes them really cool and creepy at the same time. As for bear skins, I would say that my favorite Valentine's skin is still Love Bug from the previous Valentine's event. I love the weird creepy design it has with its stomach mouth, the soulless face when it removes its mask, the tool it has that I'm guessing is to murder people, but yeah, it's a really cool design. I was never much of a Sam user, but my favorite Valentine's skin from him has to be the Valentine GIF, I still don't know how you pronounce it. Never used it much, but it's the one I like the most from him, to be honest. And for the zombie, it has to be Fallen Cupid from last year's event as well. It's a cool skin which I do not see much people use that often. I specifically like how it looks like its organs are falling out, and it has like some kind of, well, at least it looks like some kind of ad swing in its back. Also that its head is literally just a fucking heart, which I think it looks silly but cool at the same time. And for Bob, I'd say that my favorites are Cardio, whatever, and Romob. Cardio is literally a walking heartbeat, and Romob is just very classy, very fancy and all that stuff with the top hat and tuxedo, and yeah. I haven't used every skin like I said earlier, so it's not really fair to rate all the skins individually in one go, so I'll not rate them. For now at least. I might release some video later talking about them in detail, but yeah. Now time for the ending. So in conclusion, this event was a lot of fun, even though I did not play it as much as other events due to school projects, trying to work on myself, etc, etc. All those skins were cool. Kinda sad that the maps did not have Valentine's decorations like last year's Valentine's event, but other than those, it is a really solid event.